Hi guys. Since two of my favorite planner shops are having shop-wide sales this weekend, I thought I would take the opportunity to pop on and give some of my recommendations for stuff to pick up. Saucy Stickers Co. is 25% off all weekend, and so is the Pretty Pink Co. So these are just a few staples that I have in my collection that I pull from like constantly. So I just wanted to go through them real quick. Let's get right into it. Saucy Stickers Co. is a sticker shop. So she offers weekly kits in her shop, but she also does a lot of journaling style stickers. So she's one of my favorite options if you're looking for like more functional items that you can use in a bunch of different spreads, journaling spreads, weekly spreads, whatever kind you want. I really love all the variety she offers in her shop, and I also love how long she keeps things available. So everything I'm going to show you, I'm 99% sure is still available in her shop, even some stuff that I've purchased like last year. So I think I'll start with the journaling stuff, and then I'll show off this beautiful kit that I got recently. So she is just really good at creating like these kind of stickers where you don't know you need it until you see it and you're like, huh, this is pretty cool. I've been a little nervous to use these, so let's see if I can find where I used this one. Hang on. Okay, it took a little bit of tracking down, but I finally remembered that I used it in this sidebar here. This is an older Crafts by Towie kit that she did like years ago, and so it was an older format and I didn't have many like deco pieces to pull in. So I used this binder clip and it fit really nicely with all like the craft paper I had pulled in. Honestly, I should have used black as well, like throughout the spread, because that would have gone really well too. But these are neutral enough that they go with so many different kinds of spreads. And you could layer them on top of a box and make it feel more like journaly, like that or something. They're just really cool, and I haven't seen this kind of sticker in any other shop, so I love that she offers those. And she has a whole journaling section on her website, so you can just see everything all at once, and it's really nice. I recently stocked up on some extra journaling stuff that I didn't have, so I can't wait to show that when I get it. These phrases, I'm not sure if she does other seasons, but I know she did this one and winter. So I also have a winter version, but I just love the versatility of this sheet, and I've talked about it many times, but I love being able to pull in like black ink elements into a spread. So this gives me that opportunity. So for this spread, which is actually a Saucy Stickers Co. kit, let me zoom you out a little bit. There you go. This is a kit from her shop. I'm not sure if it's still available. I'll pop that up on the screen if it is, but her kits, like sidebar, always just encourage me, I guess you could say, to like get out of my comfort zone, do something fun and interesting, and try out new strategies in my planner, if you will. So I really love using her kits for that reason. It always enables me to think outside of the box. So I had a lot of fun with this spread. But I pulled in these spring phrases because this is an April spread. So the spring phrases were very appropriate, but I love like sprinkling them around, and they just kind of add like impact to the page because they really stand out on black ink. So she has these. Here are the winter phrases. Also really cool. And something about the feel of these is just really like nice. So that's winter. Let's see, where did I use those? I think I used these in January. You're also inadvertently getting a trip down my planner memory lane. Here's another Saucy Stickers Co. kit that I adored working with. There's something fun about starting off the year with one of her kits because it's just so fun and fresh. Okay, here we go. So this is another Saucy Stickers Co. kit. I guess I like using these with her kits because they just like, they look really good in her kits. So I sprinkled them around as well. And I think for this one, it was because there was a dark full box here. I thought it would like pull the dark color across the page. So that's just one example. She also had like a full box that included something very similar. So it was just really fun to pull in. Um, so I highly recommend her quote sheets. Let's see, the butterflies. These I use all the time. Let's see. Oh, here's an example. I love how easily they're coming up when I look for them. So I, again, just wanted to pull in some darker elements into the page because there's a lot of color going on, as you can see. So these black butterflies kind of anchor the spread, it feels like, at least to me, because there's quite a lot to look at on the page. But I really love the sheet, and clearly I've used them a ton. I need to actually replace the sheet because I go through them so fast, but highly recommend the vintage butterflies. And then we have her lace, which is really fun. So this was the first lace that she came out with last Black Friday, I want to say. She did like 3 or 4 colorways, and they're like samplers. So they have 3 colors on them, and then they're available in premium matte and transparent matte. So I got a bunch in both premium matte and transparent because the color payoff is so different. This is actually a replacement sheet because I used a bunch of them. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, I don't know if you're sensing a theme here yet, but apparently I just love going all out when I use Saucy Stickers Co. kits because I pulled them in here. So this is another kit by her. I don't think it's available still, but if it is, I'll pop it up here. But I used the lace, this color specifically, in the background of the sidebar, and I really love how it adds a little touch of like feminine lace in this very journaly spread. I didn't end up pulling it on this side, but it still looks pretty balanced to me. Let's see. I'm sure that's not the only time I've used it. You also see the butterflies and the quotes here, so yeah, big fan. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So this is her other lace. I couldn't find any more of these, but I know I've used them because they're not there. But I'll go ahead and talk about her other lace options in her shop. So these are newer. She made this original colorway. You get gray, taupe, ivory, and dusty rose. And she did a collection of corners, torn paper, grid border washi, and lace border washi. So I'm just showing these to show you the full color palette, but she also has new colors. There's pink, green, blue, and purple. So if you like the style of these, you can pick them up in those colors as well. But I really like how much you get on the sheet here. You get a bunch of different sets and then smaller sizes of each lace corner. They're just really nice if you're using lace in a spread or have like a spread that or a kit that has like a ton of lace elements in it. This is a really nice way to go because you can just keep the whole spread consistently lacy. So I'm showing pink in the other options because I haven't used them yet. You have the torn paper corners or just torn paper bits, and I use these so often. But then there's also the lace borders, and that's what I used in this Easter spread, which, spoiler alert, this is a Pretty Pink Co. kit, so I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I used the lace borders because each strip you see here is actually cut in the middle. So you get a straight edge on one side and then a torn edge on the other, which is really nice for creating this kind of like ripped lace vibe. And then in the same spread, I used a lot of these little torn paper strips and layered them with like foil and alcohol ink in the background to bring that lace element down into the spread. But I just love that she offers like multiple sheets with the same pattern because it really gives you the opportunity to use all of the items and make a cohesive spread with them. So big fan of these. I haven't used the grid ones just yet, just because I'm looking for the right vibe to use them in, but she also has a grid pattern for the um, ripped grid border sheet, so keep that in mind if you are a grid fan. Okay, I can't recall where I used these two, so I'm not going to go hunting them down, but I also really love this sheet and how versatile it is. It's like neutral paper scraps, and I know Jenny from Jenny and Her Plans uses these a lot, but they're really nice, like blank canvases to make your own kind of journaling vibe with, so big fan of those. And then this page is really fun because it's just like a solid block of craft paper, but then there's shapes cut out, and it's actually helpful that I've used most of this sheet so you can see the shapes that you get. But I still have a few left. So I used a lot of them in this spread and pulled them into my sidebar first, and then used little paper bits throughout the spread to pull that element across the page. But I just love that she has craft paper in the first place because it's kind of rare for at least like decorative planner shops to have craft paper, but it's a really nice feel to it. And much like washi paper, you can actually tear it. So let me show you. There we go. So you can tear craft paper just like you would washi paper, which is really nice because like you could even use the little bits here and make little borders or something. Really fun. So hopefully she'll add more craft paper designs in the future because it's just really fun to work with. But yeah, that's all the journaling stuff that I find that I pull very frequently to use in my spreads. So definitely check those out if you're interested. Again, she has a sale going on all weekend. This is the 11th of October, so through October 13th, everything in her shop is 25% off. So a great deal. You can't use my code to save additionally, but you can put my name in the notes to seller to get my freebie. I don't have a physical copy of it, but I'll pop the graphic up here. You can get my freebie with your order if you put my name, Jess, in the notes to seller. So shameless plug there, but here is the kit that I just got. She released this not too long ago, but it's just such a stunning fall kit. Here's the full boxes. It's called Forest Walks. It's available, I believe, in all 3 foil colors, but I chose silver, and I'm really happy I did because it's like such a nice cooling vibe. Like feels like a crisp, cool autumn day. So I love this kit. Here's the boxes page. It's not foiled, which I prefer, so I'm a big fan of that. Here's her functional page. I love all these journaling boxes. They're really well done. And then the washi page. And she has a 2-page journaling kit. Very functional, but also really good deco sizing and choice of like composition and such. It's just really nice. And then she has this washi sampler page that has 2 sets of full-length washi, 2 half washi strips, and then floral washi. Her alcohol ink sheet is really nice because she includes some pattern from the kit. There's a very strong plaid element in the kit, so I like that she pulled that into all of her pages. So that's the base kit and the add-ons, and then we also have her new journaling collection. I think she calls these decorative kits. They're 8 pages, and you get deco. And one thing to point out, which is really nice, is it's completely different clip art than the journaling kit. So if you purchase both, then you're just getting a ton of deco, which is really nice. Like, I love having no repeats. So there's deco. We have large scenes, and I really love the scale on these. They're like kind of like 2 columns worth. So even if you wanted to use this in a weekly spread, you could make a really nice horizontal sidebar scene with these. And then we get small scenes, which are more similar to like the size of full boxes. Your calendar page, so you can choose which one you prefer aesthetically or use both on different pages, which is really nice. And then she also includes 4 November scripts, as well as extra deco to fill the space. So then we have corners and edges, really good scale on these. And then bouquets. I always pick up an extra one because I like to have enough florals. And then torn paper, which is really fun. So yeah, that's my staples from Saucy Stickers Co. Feel free, if you're watching this after this weekend when the sale is happening, um, feel free to use my code Jess15 to save 15% in her shop. And again, here's my freebie. All right, now we're moving on to the Pretty Pink Co. This is pretty much my favorite shop as far as foiled deco goes, as well as weekly kits. She has recently teamed up with Paper Crown Planner, and they collaborate on these gorgeous weekly kits that are stunning every single time. I've joked before that I think my entire fall lineup is going to be from their shop because I just bought every single kit they came out with, it felt like. So I'll start with the foiled stuff, but first I want to show my freebie. So if you put my name in the notes to seller on the Pretty Pink Co.'s website, you will get this freebie in rose gold foil. It's just super functional and fun. I can actually show a spread where I ended up using all of it. Here we go. And funnily enough, this is a Saucy Stickers Co. kit, so it's all coming full circle. But I used my entire freebie on this spread, which is really fun. I used the date covers here, and then I also pulled in all of the vintage text elements here, here. Just super functional sheet. And speaking of these, one of the sheets I pulled to show was this bad boy, the vintage text edges and corners sheet. I find that I go through these like insanely fast because I just love using them, and I love the functionality of having like pre-cut edges, because it just saves me having to figure out how I'm going to cut the sticker and how I'm going to get the most use out of it. So this kind of saves that guesswork. Like you kind of see it's just poking out. There's definitely like a variety of shapes, or like a wide enough variety of shapes on the sheet so that you can pretty much always find a space to put them in and like not having them like blocked by anything. I also used one on a full box here, which is really cool because it's almost like a full box liner, but on top, more of an overlay, I guess. But along that same vein, I'll go ahead and mention this sheet, which is really nice. The Gilded Edge washi. I love pulling this in. It's just like such a impactful pop of foil. Let's see, I also used it here, which I never filmed this spread because I did it when my power was out, but I really loved pulling that in at the bottom to kind of like cap off this scene here. This is a Dash of Sun Designs kit, if anyone's wondering. But it was really nice to just add like a really big pop of foil there. So big fan of that sheet. And then I'm pretty sure I have some other examples of, yeah, where I used the vintage text edges because they're just really fun to use and very easy. So love those, can't recommend them enough. And then there's also this version of the Gilded Edge, or the Gilded Washi. So you get the one with like a solid edge at the bottom, but then there's also one with both sides torn, I guess. So let me try to find where I used that because it's an entirely different vibe. Actually, I think I found it, but I used it incorrectly because I should have just used this one here since you can't even see the bottom edge. I think my thought process was, since it's really short in some areas here, and I wanted to make sure a lot of it was peeking out, that I used these instead so that they were a little bit thicker. So at least that's what I'll say in hindsight, but just really nice and impactful. Like, how stunning is that? So I love those sheets. And then we have this grass deco, which is newer to her shop. She came out with it with her Fall in the City collection, I believe, but I'll show you where I used it recently. So I put them kind of like into some of the decorative scenes. I don't know if you can see that there. And they just add so much to a scene that you create, or I mean any spot you put them on your spread. Like you could use them as dividers or headers even, but I use them kind of peeking out in front of or behind non-foiled elements, and I just really love how it came out. Like this feels so much more 3D somehow with the grass elements here. So I love the versatility of this sheet. Like you can use it any time of year because there's always grass. That sounds odd to say, but it's just a really good sheet to add some depth to your scenes that you're creating. Here's a sheet I have not actually used yet, but I just wanted to show it off because it's so beautiful. These are full box liners, but look at that like super pretty floral design. So they're called sunflower liners. I feel like you could use them any time of year because the flower is like nondescript enough that it could be like spring or summer or fall or even winter if you wanted, because there's a lot of like spriggly little bits on there. But it's just really pretty. So there's that sheet. This is kind of recent as well, so highly recommend that. This sheet got kind of a makeover in her shop, so it's now available on like a washi length sheet like this size, but it's the same designs. They're her vintage dates, and it's just a really lovely font to use as your date numbers. Here's one example. They're just really nice and a good size to pull into any spread, really. I tend to reserve them for vintage-esque kits, but these days I'm just making every spread vintage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is also her days of the week scripts. They're abbreviated, so those are still available in her shop as well, and they match really well with the date numbers. So if you're looking for a good just vintage day of the week script and date number script, she's got you covered. And then I'll end the foiled bit for the Pretty Pink Co by talking about my absolute favorite from her shop, which is the Dainty Washi. I can't even tell you how many of these sheets I've gone through in my planning career, if you will, because I use them so frequently. I started lining my columns, I want to say in 2022, but I really went kind of crazy with them in 2023. So this is actually a Pretty Pink Co kit. Not sure if it's available, but if it is, you'll find out now. I love using this washi to line my columns and also like line the bottom washi area, the date cover area, like anywhere where I want to like add a sense of separation, because it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's really dainty and lovely, and like the way it catches the light, it's just so pretty. Let's see where else I used it, because I know I've used them a million times. Sometimes I just line between like the header and the full box. Here I lined just my sidebar. But I just love the sheet. Like I use it so often and there's so many on a sheet when you buy it from her, so it kind of gives you license to use a bunch. Like it fits in any space that you put it really nicely. One of my favorite sheets that she's ever had in her shop. I know I used it recently and like went overboard, so I'll show that kit or I'll show that spread in just a second. But here is an example of me lining every single column with it, which some might call a little much, but I call it perfect. So I highly recommend that sheet. Here's the example I was talking about where I may have gone a little too far, but I don't think so. I loved how it came out. So it started with me lining my full boxes with it. She also does have this design in pre-layered full box or pre-made full box liners, but since I have so many of the washi strips, I just usually do it myself. But yeah, I started out lining those, and then I was like, okay, I have to line these washi strips in my horizontal sidebar, and then that quickly devolved into lining every single straight edge in the spread. So you can get a little carried away, I will warn you, when you have the sheet at your disposal, but it's just so fun. Like, look at that. Gorgeous. So yeah, that's all the foiled stuff that I wanted to show off from the Pretty Pink Co. But she also, like I said, has a ton of amazing kits in her shop. Oh, before I get into that, let me go into these real quick. So actually here you can see I used, let me find the actual sheet that I used. Hang on. All right, so she has, these are kind of newer to her shop. I think she started doing them in either the spring or the summer, but they're really fun, like functional watercolor shapes. She has 3 sheets, like 3 designs. There's the watercolor circles, the squares, and the boxes. So for this spread, I used the squares because there were a bunch of tiny little shapes that like they're just really cool. And when you first see them, you're like, how am I going to use a box that tiny? But it actually works perfectly for this kind of date cover section. And then if you get the other sheets, you have really functional like shapes to actually write on. So I ended up pulling those into the spread itself and writing on them as boxes. Highly recommend them. She has a bunch of different colorways in her shop. So these are some of her fall colors. This is the oak colorway. I don't know why I opted to not get the squares because I really enjoyed using them, but they're just really fun. These pair well with a lot of different kits, so you can use them all season long. Really love those. She also has them on transparent matte, so if you wanted like a softer watercolor swatch in the background, that's a good option for you. Now let's move into a couple of kits. I think I just pulled 2 because this video would be like 3 hours long if I pulled all the kits I wanted to show from her shop, but she has so many. Like if you go to just her kit section on her website, there's like pages and pages of kits. It's really inspiring actually and impressive. This is my favorite kit that her and Paper Crown Planner have released this year. I've talked about it many times, but I'm just obsessed with it. Like every single full box on the sheet is stunning. Color scheme is just incredible. Like these aren't even usually my favorite colors, but somehow all together they work really well. And the composition of the entire kit is so like well thought out. So I will be recommending this kit for years to come. This one's called Forest Cottage. Look at that sunset. It's just so beautiful. So this is an older format, but this kit is still available, so you can pick it up and it's still a really great format. You get your boxes page with 3 sets of headers, functional page with icons, deco, more boxes, and some torn paper and watercolor elements. Oh, there's my freebie again. Florals. I always pick up 2 because I'm crazy. She has 3 kind of journaling sheets, which is really fun because you get so many options. And in her shop, you can get a kit bundle, which includes the full kit, florals, all of these sheets, the foil deco, alcohol ink. Yeah, just a lot. Oh, I forgot to show the washi page. Here's the washi page. Oh, upside down. Whoops. So pretty. Yeah, so you get a whole bundle for, I believe, $55 for most kits, which is a really good deal on its own because it's all these sheets for $55. But right now, this weekend, they're 25% off, so that's an even better deal. And when they're not 25% off, you can still use my code Jess15 to save 15%. I also really love their foiled samplers. Like, how beautiful is that? Every single element on this page is very thoughtful, well-sized, and goes so well with the kit. So I always pick these up, and they're included in the bundle. So it just takes the guesswork out of deciding which sheets to get. I always also pick up extra alcohol ink. Well, I don't always, but if the kit is a very specific colorway, I do because I don't want to run out. I have a scarcity mentality, okay? But yeah, that is Forest Cottage. And then this is a kit I actually got last year, but she brought it back this year. So this is a recent re-release. So I figured I'd show that because we are quickly getting into winter in the planner world. So this one is more relevant now. This one's called Frost. It's so beautiful. I got it in rose gold foil, which was a really hard decision, but like silver feels like the obvious choice, but rose gold like is just so warming to the kit. Like, it kind of pulls out the taupes and browns in the kit, which I really love. So pretty. Here's the boxes page. So it is an older format. I don't believe she reformatted this one, but still a really good format. Gorgeous. Love this kit. Definitely gonna find a way to use this year because my lineup was just too packed last year. Here's the florals. Yep, 2 large florals. Alcohol ink. The journaling kit. So for this one, it is a 2-page kit. But she also kind of started doing deco kits around this time. So I picked up a few options from that. The torn paper, the floral washi, and the washi. They're like long swatches. And then here's the foiled deco that comes with it. Very versatile. So yeah, that is everything from the Pretty Pinko that I wanted to show off. Again, both shops are having 25% off sales this weekend. So if you are eyeing any of their stickers, now's the time to get them because 25% is an amazing deal. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and were inspired by it. Let me know in the comments like what design was your favorite to see, or even like what you'd like to see from these shops because they love feedback. So yeah, thanks for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.